Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Right? That was 60 right there. Isn't that crazy?
That was insane.
So this is the Tesla Model 3. It's a 100% electric car. It goes 0 to 60 in about 4.5, 5 seconds. Got 310 miles of range. It's an all-around amazing car. A lot of people, though, are surprised to hear that I didn't buy it for the environment. I mean, it's a great car for the environment. Like I said, it's electric, so it doesn't have any emissions from the vehicle itself. But I was always more interested in the technology component of it. But after I bought it and I started showing it off to people, a lot of them were interested in the environment. They started talking to me about the benefits of sustainability and of sustainable living. And it really got me thinking that that was something that I might be interested in too. And so I didn't really do anything to be sustainable other than this car. It was kind of an afterthought to me. So I met up with a group of people from Sustainable Tallahassee, a local environmental advocacy and interest group, and they recommended a group of people of their members to talk to about sustainability, about what I can do to be more sustainable in my own life. So we're on our way right now to talk to Lizette Kelly and Sean Youngblood, members of their Sustainable Food Committee, to talk about how to be more sustainable with food consumption.
Well, sustainable food means a lot of different things. First thing is experiment with growing your own. Put a 4x4 box in the backyard, and with your family, experiment with planting some of your own food.
Second is, if you can't grow your own food, buy local. Go online and use the opportunities to buy from a local farm or community-supported agriculture, or look at the labels at the grocery store.
And next, buy only what you need. Try to reduce your food waste. Make sure that if you can't use it immediately, that you're preserving it in some way or sharing it.
Fourth is look at the packaging that it comes in and make sure that you're not overspending on things like plastic wrap and containers that are unnecessary for fresh fruits and vegetables.
And the last is think very consciously about your diet. We focus people on more plant-based diet. Reduce the amount of meat in your diet. Look for things that are healthier for you to consume. Make that conscious decision before you pick up the fork.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, bye.
The idea of growing my own food really does appeal to me, but I'm not much of a green thumb and I don't even really know where to get started. Sustainable Tallahassee recommended that I talk to Tessa Schreiner, the Recycling and Sustainability Manager at Leon County, about how to get started with home gardening. So we're going to go meet her at the Leon County Agricultural Extension Office.
Easy way to get started is container gardening. So if you have like a big bucket or a big container and just starting small, the next kind of level is actual beds. So you can build up beds with like wooden beds, fill it with soil, and then grow from there. And then all these beds are the soil is built up here, but they're just planted into the ground. So that's another way to grow. But in a backyard, it's usually easier just to build garden beds and start there.
So this is something I could do in my backyard.
Easily. We put the food in here, and then we put mulch on top of it. A few bugs in there, which is normal. Actually, something growing in there. So it's dirt. I mean, it's like healthy, rich dirt.
So like fertilizer kind. Actually, it really doesn't smell at all.
No.
It's heavy, but it's not. It doesn't smell, which I'm really surprised about because it's like it's rotting food, right?
Composting food.
Composting food.
This is a 60 kilowatt solar array system, 253 panels. And the energy that these panels produce collectively with the geothermal HVAC system and some energy conservation measures inside of the building offset all of the building's energy. So this building is net zero.
So if I wanted to do something like solar panels at my house,
Never start with solar. You always start with energy efficiency, right? Make sure that you're doing all that you can in your house to conserve energy, and then once you've done that, consider getting solar panels.
Obviously, solar is something that I want to do too. It goes right along with my interest in technology and environmentalism. But Tessa's right. Energy efficiency does need to be first. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to install really expensive solar panels and generate my own electricity before I've reduced my electricity use as much as I can. To see what that looks like, Sustainable Tallahassee suggested that I talk to Jack Dieselhorst, a member of their Sustainable Energy Committee.
Early ones we
And
got.
these are LEDs, even though they're
They
in
are.
a candle light bulb shape. That
Exactly. They save a lot of energy. Probably maybe 10% of the energy is used by an LED compared to an incandescent.
so they use 90% less energy. Then.
Well, probably not. You have to look at the whole picture because they also don't put out heat. So our
Really?
AC unit doesn't have to pull the heat back out of the house after it produces it.
Oh,
So you can
it's
touch
not
it.
hot
I
at
mean,
all.
it's not going to burn you at all. These are double pane, which means there's 2 panes of glass and an air pocket between. So you keep the heat in or the cold in, whichever you're trying to keep in.
What else can you show us?
Up down.
This is. That seems pretty thick.
So this is Isoline. It covers the whole roof deck, and it actually stays on a very hot day. Our attic is as almost as cool as the house.
Yeah. Well, I can feel even today when it's probably in the low 50s outside right now. It feels very comfortable in here. It feels almost exactly the same as it did in the house downstairs.
So all of those things that Jack has done are great, but they look pretty expensive. My last stop, though, is Abena Ojetayo, Chief Resiliency Officer and Director of Sustainability, who is going to tell me a little bit about the resources that the City of Tallahassee can provide to residents to help them with energy efficiency upgrades.
Sustainability and sustainable living can feel overwhelming, and it can feel very expensive. It's something that honestly it feels like a luxury sometimes, but it doesn't have to be. And so one of the ways we try to make this affordable and accessible is to provide grants, loans, and rebates. And so for almost everybody who's on our utility service, we offer grants for retrofitting, for introducing things like better insulation to reduce your energy demand. We have rebates if you want to buy equipment that's energy efficient. And there are loans where you can do larger construction projects on your home that will be, you have the time to repay it as a normal part of your utility repayment process. So all that is available. But education is also huge, and the city runs we're always ready to answer questions and walk customers through any number of opportunities and things that they might want to implement in their own homes. We have experts in almost every category, and so we want to make it as easy and as approachable and as accessible as possible. So we try to do that both on a financial and sort of educational lens as well.
So after talking to all these people from Sustainable Tallahassee, I have a lot to do, but thankfully a lot of knowledge and a lot of resources to be able to do it with. Most of the things that they recommended ran the range from easy to implement to a little bit more challenging. For example, it's pretty easy to do things like make some changes to your diet or to switch out all of your light bulbs for LEDs and to make sure that your thermostat is set appropriately to the weather outside. It's also relatively simple to sign up for the city's solar electricity plan or to shop at a farmer's market or community-supported agricultural organization. And it might be a little bit more challenging to do things like start your own garden or put an extra installation or, buy an electric car. But those things all have great benefits too. Ultimately, the biggest thing that I took away from this experience was that the best way to live sustainably is to simply be conscientious about it. By actively recognizing the impact that we all have on the environment, we can look for ways to reduce it. And if all of us do that, then we're on our way to a more sustainable future.